The first K-pop thought is that people say certain groups fell off or had a downfall, like ITZY for example, and I can see why y'all say that, but groups like ITZY can never fall off because no group debuting under the big three K-pop companies and or maybe HYBE can fall off or have a downfall just because you see certain songs of theirs not being as popular as their previous songs that you see as massive. Like what the heck are y'all doing saying someone like ITZY fell off? Maybe in music quality, if I knew the difference between good and bad music to tell you if I agree, but if y'all mean it popularity-wise too, then they have not fallen off or had a downfall. Y'all literally make opinions videos, and talk about how ITZY fell off, which means y'all are bringing them into conversation, which in turn is talking about them, which in turn shows that they haven't fallen off because y'all haven't forgotten about them. Even with you guys making playlist videos and adding ITZY songs to them, be it old ones or new ones, also shows that they haven't fallen off. How can ITZY ever fall off in terms of popularity? As long as the big three and maybe HYBE stands, no groups debuting under them can fall off in terms of popularity even if you think they're being talked about less. Groups under these labels are not some nugu group that had their breakout moment and had to further keep their popularity. These are some of the biggest labels currently groups we're talking about here. Debuting under these four companies in the current era of K-pop guarantees you success right from the get-go. So stop with saying fell off or downfall for groups like ITZY unless they're in hot waters like New Jeans is right now. Anytime a group debuts under these companies, people anticipate them and notice them. The next K-pop thought is that, I say a lot that K-pop YouTubers and shorts channels repeat opinions, recycle takes and don't have their own thoughts, but I've noticed that even when I see K-tubers shorts have original takes, quite a few of their original takes are not really that interesting. I'm not trying to say that them making original takes is bad, because I prefer original takes more than overused opinions, but sometimes the original takes seem like the channel doesn't know how to really think in K-pop and they come up with original but basic opinions which are unpopular takes, but also a little bland. It's like K-pop stans wanting more of a concept sound in K-pop, but when they get it, they might not find it strong because sure, it exists but is it good enough? Original takes are always refreshing in my eyes since people are actually thinking, but I want channels to think even more because the opinions they come up with are not that good. I know, I'm no better myself when it comes to K-pop thoughts, but every time I watch opinions videos and shorts and an opinion clicks in my brain, I try to write it down and add as much thoughts as I can so it can feel complete and usable, which I want from others too. Basically, continue using your originality, but think more, to add more oomph to the originality to give your opinions more life. I want to see how far you can take your thoughts to not only think originally, but also that original thing you think about, you see it from a different perspective and share that. Like taking an overused opinion but using your thinking to see the overused opinion from a different side, or taking an opinion lots of people agree on and sharing a disagree POV to that opinion to show why you disagree. Just taking your thinking one step further to show that you're a real thinker. The next K-pop thought is that, people talk about a group improving or an idol improving for their next comeback in terms of vocals and or dancing which they previously weren't good at. How do these people know that the idol and or group have improved? Do these people know what good improvance is to know that this idol or this group have stepped it up? Because with people making these opinions, who truly know? Because if people talk about improving, they could just be defending the idol group or just saying things without knowing anything. If people talk about how an idol group has improved, they should show us proof so that we know that this channel knows what they're talking about. Me as a person could say, X idol group has improved in X thing. But I don't care anything about vocal dance improvement and I could just say these things without explaining how I know or why I think so, which is why I would like a proper explanation too, since saying X idol group has improved isn't really trying to make a take that they did improve, when anyone could make a take like that and that take only becomes a take worthy of listening to if you back it up by reasoning and pointing out what makes you think so. You need to provide us with knowledge and examples and properly show us the improvements you think happened, because otherwise it just comes off as you saying things you shouldn't be saying because you don't know anything. The next K-pop thought is that K-tubers should just give their opinions and move on. I've talked about this before in a different K-pop thought, but I'm sharing it again in a different way. Like, nobody cares about you, so why are you always bringing up about people coming with pitchforks to you or some nonsense related to people coming after you for your opinions? You guys care way too much about getting cancelled when your opinions suck ass. Whoever is coming to cancel you must have a lot of time on their hands because they got triggered by opinions that make me skip the video entirely. You guys care way too much about some dumbass K-pop stan who'll come after you only because they're probably 12 or something. Your opinions are nothing bad for any normal K-pop stan to care about some random YouTuber with a sub count between 1 and 1,000. Who in their right mind would come after you as a K-tuber for your opinions if, for example, your opinions are overused and said before by many different K-tubers in the same way? Just say what you have to say and go on with your day. You don't have to act like your opinions are actually brutal or harsh or some shit for people to come after you. Your opinions are terrible and the ones coming after you are immature stans who just need BTO hear you shit on their fave group or idol. Nothing of your opinions are actually bringing people to come with pitchforks for your takes when your takes lack seasoning. You think so highly of yourself and that your opinions are actually worth something for people to attack you for takes that must be said, but in reality you're just living in Delulu land. The next K-pop thought is that, I always talk about K-tubers titling their unpopular K-pop opinions videos outrageously, but looking at those outrageous titles, it makes me wonder why do they do so? Like why do they put so much effort into these things for their opinions videos for people to care about opinions that are not even that good or original? You guys care way too much about wanting to create engagement for your video which may or may not get you cancelled but will still give you views. Your opinions videos are just gonna be the same things said already with maybe a hint of originality that is just nothing too crazy, so why present it to be some WTF type of video when you guys are too innocent to even WTF in your K-pop opinions? Y'all as K-tubers cannot present your opinions the same way y'all present your titles, because y'all always be sugarcoating things or saying the top of the barrel opinions not even that harsh to begin with and being spread a lot by others, and you spreading the same opinion too. What makes the opinion harsh when it being overused loses the power of what the opinion holds because it's a popular one now? You guys present your titles and thumbnails for the opinions videos as if we're gonna get our socks blown off only to be let down because your harshness was simply for aesthetic purposes to get people to wanna come to your channel and watch the video to give you views. Stop putting in the effort because that effort of yours is 50% and that too, in the wrong place which is the least important place and not for the opinions itself. The next K-pop thought is that, I know this thought is gonna be weird because I'm basically saying, stan Nugas, but that's the point I wanna bring up. For the people who constantly talk about how K-pop is getting boring, songs are getting short and just feel negative about the music, just explore more in K-pop, which I've said a million times before, but by exploration I don't only mean to search for new songs for your playlist with this thought. I mean that you guys should explore more K-pop songs that exist through different means. Like going through distribution channels 1 the K, Super Sounds Bugs, Genie Music etc., going through different YouTube channels like Kville Entertainment or any channels sharing new songs, or looking through new song lists on websites K-Profiles, K-Pop Official or debut lists on K-Pop Wiki, K-Popping and basically by going to these different sources, find music that suits your taste that you never knew existed and only listen to those new songs. Forget about all these popular and known artists that you listen to for a while and listen to only the new songs that you've searched for and discovered, because that way you can find more appreciation for K-pop and have less complaints about the music aspect since you'll come to realize that K-pop is not only the mainstream side of the industry. K-pop in 2025 sucks. Okay, then just look beyond the walls of K-pop that you're sheltered into. A whole world exists within the K-pop industry of dance pop K-pop idol songs and non-K-pop idol-like pop songs. There's a lot of diverse and great music that releases which you can check out and find appreciation for. Just because you think a year or month or K-pop currently is flopping in terms of the music, it doesn't mean it actually is because you think it's flopping since you're keeping yourself boxed up as a K-pop stan who listens to artists that will definitely give you something to complain about. Stop only looking at bigger labels who will definitely disappoint you and make you hate K-pop, but rather find the enjoyment in K-pop, because it exists but you have yet to look for it yourself. You can't expect K-pop companies to give you that enjoyment back to make K-pop less boring, since it's better if you search for that enjoyment and search for what you like as a K-pop stan. Don't expect to be fed when that thing could be something you don't like. Rather treat yourself to good things by finding for it. So, all I say in this thought that I've said before a lot, is that search for lesser known and nugu songs, and only listen to them for the time being and forget the mainstream side of K-pop that makes you mad for reasons that have solutions. Listening to only these nugu songs can help you see the less boring side of K-pop alongside long songs that will satisfy you, and you'll slowly grow out of saying, K-pop is boring, or, songs are getting shorter. The next K-pop thought is that, I've realized that people don't actually have anything interesting to say with their opinions videos. Like, I was looking at a short reacting to K-pop opinions from Reddit and I saw that this person giving their thoughts to 2 opinions, they were not really anything to think this shorts channel actually has something to say. K-pop channels are sharing opinions, yes, but they're not really starting a discussion or bringing a new topic into question or sharing their own perspectives to K-pop things, and I'm just like, they shouldn't share opinions since they're not thinking real things. They're not sharing things that need to be heard because none of their opinions are worth sharing anyways since their channel share skippable opinions with their basic top of the iceberg opinions sharing. They're not onto anything with opinions that need to be heard, that will get them cancelled and other things, because they're not even sharing anything at all that would make us say, they're onto something, or that, they're saying something people are too afraid to say, when in reality they're not saying anything new. All I'm saying is that opinions do exist, but there's not really any opinions that will bring up discussions that we may have not already shared or talked about in regards to the opinion. The discussion may have already been done and a new one should come into question, but someone has to say something new for us to have the discussion. All these outdated opinions just raise old discussions back from the dead when we should just leave them there. The next K-pop thought is that, people say in their unpopular opinions that K-pop companies should do X thing more or should stop focusing on X thing and focus more on X thing, but do you think companies will care or listen? Y'all want more or less of certain things in K-pop and complaining about it on your unpopular opinions videos or shorts doesn't do anything. If you actually want change in mainstream K-pop, then you should actually raise your voice and do something other than saying it in your K-pop opinions videos once and then moving on with your day. Also, I say mainstream simply because the Nugu side of the industry is probably doing more of what you want and less of what you don't want. Y'all saying things like these as opinions doesn't feel like you actually want it, and you guys just say it as opinions for the fact that people might agree and bring you views. If you truly care, then do something about it. Your actions should do something more because actions speak louder than words. The next K-pop thought is that, when people make unpopular K-pop opinions and they say, no hate, which I see a lot on shorts or something like that, it's always funny considering these channels add that in the start, but then they end up giving opinions that could come off as negative. It's the same as when you say something that offends someone, but you say, no offense, it just doesn't make any sense. If you're not sending hate to anyone, then why say opinions that sound like you are? And yes, I know that some of the things that you say could be valid critiques, but also it's contradictory to you saying no hate when you proceed to do something seen as hateful. Listen, I don't care if you're sharing these opinions, because more free speech to you, but like you shouldn't be adding things in the intro that makes your opinion supposed to come off as one thing but you do the other. Leave out the, no hate, or, I'm not hating on any group or idol, or some nonsense and just share your opinions as is. It's like y'all say the no hate thing to soften things in case some rondo tries to come at you for a take they saw as negative for which you can respond, but I said no hate. IDK, but it seems like that. The next K-pop thought is that, I saw an opinion that said, and I quote, Lisa's Met Gala outfit was atrocious, we all gotta agree. Those who support that fit are just toxic blinks, and firstly, what does being a toxic blink have to do with supporting Lisa's outfit? If someone supports the outfit, it doesn't automatically make them some toxic fan supporting the outfit because it's their faves. Maybe someone genuinely likes the outfit despite it being not great, like how there are people who like bad songs clowned on by almost everyone who comes across it. Someone can and are allowed to like whatever they want, and they're not only liking it because they're a certain type of person. I've seen Lisa's outfit and it's not the best, but if I said I liked it for example because of certain aspects of the outfit, would you say I'm a toxic blink too? All I'm doing is seeing some positives of the outfit. Nothing of my praise of the outfit should scream toxic. My God, it's so annoying that anyone liking or supporting someone is toxic or out of their mind or wilding, and nobody can actually have appreciation for something because we all act the same and think the same way, right? We're all just dumb toxic blinks blindly supporting anything because it's a member of Blackpink and we'll do anything for our faves, right? We can never just be appreciating when we see something to appreciate because there's always a reason for our appreciation and not because we just like it without any deeper meaning, point period blank. It's dumb. The next K-pop thought is that, so I watched a short of reacting to unpopular K-pop opinions, and the first opinion the shorts channel reacted to said, Rosé is nowhere near visual material, and the response the channel gave was, so what if she does not fit in KBS, she is our beauty queen for us, and that made me believe even more how true this thought I had is, and I just needed to watch an unpopular K-pop opinions video or short to confirm it, that there are K-pop stans who exist who don't give their opinions or react to opinions by giving their own responses, rather they give defense responses. Basically, these channels, instead of properly responding with an agree or disagree opinion or providing a valid, why do I think so, their response is just used for defending the idol and not giving an actual take. Take another example of a bad K-pop song. A channel will talk about that said group's song getting hate and the channel will also mention that they like it, but instead of trying to give a reason as to why the song isn't that bad and why they like it, they'll use this as an opportunity to defend the song, which maybe the song is by their faves, so in turn defending their faves. The channel itself could be some 12-year-old or something, because taking the opinion about Rosé, it sounds like a child responded. But anyways, being defensive is not giving an actual take, because all you're doing is giving a take on something you see in K-pop, and if you see that thing in K-pop as I must defend, you're not actually seeing that thing in a thought-provoking way that ends up leading you to wanna make that opinion. You're just here to be defensive because you feel the need to defend everything like your life depends on it. The attachment you have to your faves is scary, because y'all do not stop to think about things and instead y'all go attacking people by being defensive when you don't need to defend your faves like they're some helpless little stray animal crying for help. These idols do not know you, and unless it's some real issue like false accusations that could cost innocent idols their careers, why defend idols on minor things related to visuals and such? Why waste your finger energy and phone battery just to say an opinion, not even an opinion at all? Who is Rosé to you that you need to respond to an opinion by a random nobody in a defensive way? Also, why do y'all get so worked up over little things like these that are not even full-on nasty hate towards idols and groups that you have to defend them? Congratulations, here's a cookie for defending Rosé from some random person, like that person saying that thing about Rosé's visuals ruined her career. The clownery is at its all-time high. The next K-pop thought is that, so, if for example many people are liking a K-pop song and outwardly spreading it, but you make an opinion saying how you disagree and don't like it, I don't see it as an opinion if you don't give a full why context about it. Like especially on shorts where K-pop channels don't have to explain anything, so them saying, X song is bad, when many people like it, isn't a take if you're not going in depth as to why you think so. I mean, sure, you can agree and disagree on things, go against what most K-pop stans think or even agree with them, but from a different perspective. All I'm asking for is to properly explain why do you even think the way you do when others think the opposite or think the same way, but your agreement on the thing is different compared to others. I want people to fully express their thought rather than giving some vague explanation. And with shorts content, yes, I target shorts because they don't go fully in depth. Things like these said are not even opinions and rather just there to take up runtime in the short. With long-formed opinions, at least you try to explain the opinion so it doesn't become completely useless to even add that in, but shorts can just add whatever they want without trying to explain why, because it's a shorts and so going in depth wouldn't make it a short anymore. So yeah, not every opinion is an opinion, and it's kinda like in class when the teacher asks you if you agree or disagree and also asks for a form of explanation, a why reasoning, because just saying you disagree, agreed isn't cut it. Looking at most shorts channels now, their opinions are not opinions and just some unexplored fully K-pop thoughts or ideas that would be better explained than just a short few lines of the opinion said, which sounds more like it would be the title of the opinion before the explanation comes rather than the actual opinion itself. The last K-pop thought is that, so, I watched an unpopular opinions video, which is not hating on the channel, but rather giving thoughts on this video, that was just one opinion and it talked about Jisoo missing from the 2025 best-selling album list, but the other members are there, and netizens said some things. In short, it was basically talking about Jisoo focusing on acting and that she's maybe neglecting music and risking her international popularity by only focusing on acting, which I can see why this is a topic since doing music got her the popularity and that she needs to continue it for her popularity to go on, but Jisoo has a love for acting, and it's better for her to do what she loves than have to focus on something she doesn't really care about. I believe she wanted to do acting even before joining Blackpink, and she's more passionate about acting than being an idol or doing music. She, I believe, released a mortgage for the fans and not because she wanted to. If she focuses on acting, let her focus on acting. It's her choice what she wants to do, and she shouldn't have to do music just to keep her popularity, because who knows, she might do dramas in the future that get successful, and she might do a drama where she's good at the role she's cast in. Also, Blackpink are worldwide successful and everyone knows them. Jisoo's popularity is immense, and no matter what she does, people will see it just because it's Jisoo. Similar to the first opinion about ITZY not falling off, she's not some Nugu idol that got a big break and is slowly falling back down. She's from a group that is the biggest in K-pop. Let her do what she wants and not what she's expected to do. She should love what she's doing and doing what she loves. Singing might be just a hobby for her now, and that's okay.